guys, welcome to Kahoot. One of the things I show you right off the bat is switching to your Oakmont account. I am going to show you how to take a science lesson and turn it into an interactive lecture. So first thing is, to do this, I need to go to the premium version of Kahoot, which is not my private workspace. So I wanted to show you that sometimes when you log in, you'll have to switch to the Oakmont workspace, okay? And now I'm going to click Create, and I'm going to create a Kahoot, and I'm going to extract it from a PDF. Now, in all the other courses, I did this directly from the course activity, but your course activities in science are very much hands-on. So for the first course activity using a microscope, one of the big things that the students need to understand to do that activity is cell structure. So instead of using the handout, I decided to go back and do cells, the basic units of life, okay? And I'm going to click generate, and this time, instead of doing a quiz, because I don't want to quiz them on this, I want to make this a micro lesson. So a micro lesson, and I think we're going to need more than 20 questions. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. I'm going to dismiss. Okay. I just am leaving the skill level to default. English, you can play around with this stuff. You can add curriculum codes, so you can go to the state of Ohio and add the specific learning standards for this. So you can do social study, or I'm sorry, not social study, science. And I'm going to choose grade 9, and bio is going to be, cell structures and function. Great. Select codes, put it on there, right? And I have a code so you know what this is related to, okay? And it's going to give me some. Now, I would go through this. One thing I don't see is, why I have to have the cells, the like cover slide. No, there's no need for that. Let's go right into talking about things. And I would definitely go through them all and decide which ones you want to keep, which ones you want to get rid of, right? Okay. Right here, blah, 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 right? Okay. There's a lot of things here, and you'll have to look at this and tell me how it is, because there's a whole lot of variety here, okay? So let's go ahead and add and close. Okay, so you have lots of slides here, and interspersed throughout, you will find that there are some questions that they've give, right? Which describes unicellular life? One life. I would say that's a pretty easy question, or one cell. I'm going to go ahead and make all our quiz questions 1 minute, because this is just something that I like to do, because I find that our students definitely need more than 20 seconds to answer. I do like to read and be able to talk about the questions with the students, and you will have, because of this is set up as a lecture, you will have the opportunity to do that. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is they pretty much only included questions. So I would definitely include 2 more things. I would include the opportunity to do a poll, right? So have you used a microscope? And this could be a great activity for leading into doing the actual course activity of using a microscope in class. So you do this the day before, and then you could discuss how many of you have used a microscope. Then you know, what do you need to teach them the next day? And I know you're probably not going to have the same kids, right? Okay, so this one is going to be a little bit hard for me to come up with, but yeah, I have nothing for this. So I'm just going to tell you how I do this in English classes and other things, PD, things like that. You can add a brainstorm question. So you can have students talk about, let's an opinion question, like what cell part what part of a cell? What part of a cell do you find most interesting? The nice part about this type of question is you put it in here, and the students put their answer, and it's only 75 character limit. You can decide how long for brainstorm. I do like to give them more time. If I notice that they're done, I can always skip ahead, right? And what's going to happen when you do this question is they're going to all their answers are going to come up on the screen. You're going to flip them over and talk about them and group them, and it really engages you in conversation, right? I don't know how useful this question is. Like I said, I'm not a science teacher. There are definitely things where you talk about the environment that you could definitely do. A poll question that probably relates more. I did want to just do your first study in your EOC course. So I'm going to go ahead and press save, and you guys can delete that question if you want to. Oh, yeah, press save. Okay, done. Now, oh, I'm going to go back and edit it. I'm sorry. I forgot to do a few things that I needed to do. So in here, I want to go to settings, okay? And one of the things that I want to do is just talk about what I used, cells. I'm just calling it cells. I forget what the actual name of the unit is, or the tutorial is. I'm going to change the folder, and I'm going to put it in Bio A, and I'm going to move it there, okay? And I'm going to click done. So now you can go in there and get it and make a copy of it and see how this went and see what needs modified. Like I said, I'm not a science teacher, but some of these are definitely cool things it comes up with. And mostly this is the technology that you can use. So let me press save again, and let me show you a couple of the things of how that comes up in your lecture, because lecture does work differently than a regular Kahoot. Okay, so one of the things is in lecture you have a QA, and in lecture you control the time, right? You can always hit the space bar on your keyboard too, or you can click next, right? And you go through, and when you get a quiz question, the students have the opportunity to answer once you press start. So you can read the question and prep them for it, and then press start. And now they get their time and they can answer the question, right? And then after you're done asking the question, this is also an opportunity for you to teach. So talk to the kids and say, how did you know this was one cell? And I guarantee one of your students is going to say from uni, because uni means one, right? So we can go ahead and talk about, like, unicorn means one horn, right? And make those vocabulary science of reading connections, okay? Now I want to show you, and I don't even know where it is, where that poll question is, right? So they would vote yes or no, and then you're going to have the yes and the no, and you're going to see how many people in your class have ever used a microscope, right? Okay, what is the main idea? I'm sorry, I have to flip through so many. I should have put that poll question earlier in, because this is a big slideshow. So pardon my flipping. Yeah. Okay, so brainstorm. We can go back. Okay. Back. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Oh, it went away. Okay. I don't know how to restart this, and I haven't done this before. Learning, team talk. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's any way for me to do this. So anyway, they come up as little bubbles, and you can flip them and see how it works, okay? Okay, so I hope that you will try out Kahoot and try out that lecture mode, because it really is very fun. It's a great way to engage students. A lot of students really prefer to use their phone when you're doing a Kahoot. So one of the things that this does is it ties up their phone while you're lecturing. So while you're lecturing, they're on their phone and waiting for that next participation thing. I would put those participation things up front, have maybe an intro poll so they know right away that the next slide might be participation, so they have to stay focused, okay? And it just gives the opportunity for discussion. The fact that they can ask a question here